love to introduce my next guest. He's very mysterious looking, isn't he? It's the Fabulous Gabriel, and he is an author. He's just written a book called Marilyn Monroe, The Lost Diary, which the title alone is very, very intriguing. So let's just really get into it and find out what the Fabulous Gabriel is all about and this magnificent, mysterious book. So welcome to Morning Coffee.
Good
it's
morning,
great to have you here.
Good
morning.
morning.
So let's show the book. You can see a little, maybe we can get a shot of the book. Can our camera guy get this? Great. And here's the back. It has a really nice line drawing of Marilyn. She was such a Hollywood icon, a fabulous actress, such a loss for the acting community. So what really inspired you to write this book about her?
Well, for two reasons. The first reason was I met Marilyn Monroe when I was a little boy. I was 11 years old. Now that's giving my age out, but anyway.
It's okay.
And at the time, she was on the East Coast studying with Lee and Paula Strasberg,
yes.
who had that famous actors school in New York. And she happened to be at a ribbon cutting ceremony, because at the time she was not filming, and she was at a ribbon cutting ceremony in Connecticut. So at the time I was living in Providence, Rhode Island, and my mother was a Marilyn Monroe buff. Everywhere in the house you would see a magazine about Marilyn. She saw her pictures, and so I kind of knew who this person was. So my mother and myself took a ride to Connecticut, and there she was in a parking lot.
Oh my gosh, wow.
With a ribbon cutting ceremony at a shopping center, a strip mall.
Wow, you wouldn't think that Marilyn Monroe would be there doing that, but you're going back, yeah.
Yeah, she needed the money to carry her expenses, because she wasn't with 20th Century Fox.
Right.
So my mother had me by the hand, and we walked through the parking lot, and as we got closer, Marilyn got on the microphone and said, pointing to my mother, to bring us up front.
Oh, no kidding.
So my mother couldn't believe it. She was like having a
heart attack, right?
So anyway, we walked up towards the stage, and Marilyn actually walked down from the stage, and she says, "Hello, how are you?" And she said, "Do you know why I called you here, right?" And so I'm like, kids, I don't know.
And how old were you?
I was about 11 years old.
Right.
And she said, because you have red pants on. See, I had red pants on too, right?
Oh my gosh.
She was wearing red capri pants with like polka dots in it, and a white blouse. And she said, "Would you like an autographed picture of me?"
Aww.
And I said, "Sure, why not?" Right?
I'm here.
Which I have inside my home. It's hanging up on the wall. And anyway, make a long story short, she gave me a kiss on my left cheek, and she left imprints of her lipstick.
Oh yeah.
Because she was, with the red lipstick.
Oh yes.
And I did not sleep on that side for a whole week. But eventually it smudged off. So on the cover of the book, she has the red lips.
She has her red lips, if you can see this. Yeah. Wow.
Now that's the first reason. And the second reason why I wrote the book, I was inspired to write the book, was because I feel that everyone on this planet, even if you're, sounds contradictory, someone that lived a life on this planet, if you're alive or you're passed away, the truth should be known about that person. And I feel that the truth about Marilyn Monroe's so-called suicide is false, number one, and I feel that the truth should come out. And it has come out, and it should not be a cold case today, and I go into that a little bit in my book, and that's the second reason why.
Right. So you believe that the truth really does need to come out about the mysterious circumstances of her death, and it was always mysterious. It seemed that there were always it was a little bit before my time, but of course it touched my life as well, and it seemed that there were always so many cover-ups and so many stories that went around. You didn't really know which was the truth.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, when you say the truth, let me clarify one thing. My book is based on fictional accounts of real events.
Okay.
So what I did was, when I wrote the book, I Well, let me explain something. I'm sure a lot of people saw the movie The Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, great movie.
Well, Tom Hanks' character is fictional, but they carry on the realism that they're trying to get across to the audience.
Right.
So that's how I wrote this book here. But everything that I mentioned about Marilyn Monroe, it was true, and it is true in the book, and the Cal Neva Lodge.
Right. In Tahoe, right?
Yeah, in Lake
Lake
Tahoe.
Tahoe.
That's where the rich and the elite used to go, and that was their little playground. But I focus in on Marilyn Monroe's diary that till this day has never been found.
Right.
And I give an idea where I think where the diary is located today.
So you definitely believe that Marilyn Monroe was murdered?
Most definitely.
Most
yes.
definitely.
And the three people responsible for that, I call them the Abominable Trio, was...
I can imagine. I know who they are.
Bobby Kennedy, Peter Lawford, and Dr. Greenson.
And that was
who
her
were Marilyn
doctor?
Monroe's psychiatrist. It was said that the three of them had an agenda and reasons why they carried this out. And that's why I'm wearing sunglasses and a hat, because I've been threatened several times, and I just want to bring out the truth. And I feel that the district attorney in Los Angeles should open the case up again.
Well, hold that thought right there. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with some more of these
In a world
theories.
where robots and fat cats rule our fortunes, one woman will stand up and strive to do the impossible. Be treated like a person. Friends and neighbors will join her quest. Ordinary people will band together against the forces of corporate greed. And together they will form Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, already in a neighborhood near you.
Imagine the finest hand-selected USDA prime steak you'll ever have. The freshest line-caught seafood, our Wine Spectator award-winning wine list, and soul-satisfying desserts. Bring that together with the perfect date, the winning business deal, a memorable family celebration. Welcome to Rod's Steak and Seafood Grill in nearby Morristown, New Jersey. Bring your appetite and feed your passion.
Your credit score is yours, and at Experian Credit Expert, we want to help you really use it. With access to helpful Experian experts over the phone and online, we can help you use it to get a better idea of what info the banks have on you. Use it to get more choice of mortgages. Use it to make your money go further. Take the next step to improving your financial future with your free 30-day trial at Experian.co.uk.
Here at Freppy's Tex-Mex, you can definitely taste the freshness in our food. You should definitely come to Freppy's because it's a great place. You can bring your family, very kid-friendly. All my servers are amazing, friendly people. Everyone here is just happy to serve, and I think it shows. The thing that sets us apart is the quality and freshness of our food. And I think once you try it, you'd be coming back. I'm Joe DeSario, co-owner of Freppy's Tex-Mex in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
This is Charlene Chamberlain, and you are watching Morning Coffee. I'm here with the Fabulous Gabriel, and we are talking about the mysterious circumstances surrounding the death of Hollywood icon Marilyn Monroe. And Gabriel wrote a book called Marilyn Monroe, The Lost Diaries, The Lost Diary. And we were just on the break talking about Lake Tahoe and the Cal Neva Lodge. So let's continue on with that conversation. What really happened at the Cal Neva Lodge with all of these Hollywood elite?
Well, Frank Sinatra owned the Cal Neva Lodge at the time, and he was the front man for Sam Giancana and his crew from Chicago.
Okay.
Now the FBI kept a close look on who was going in and out of the Cal Neva Lodge.
And let me just pop in here for a minute. Cal Neva stands for California and Nevada, because it was right there on the border, right?
Yes, and I'm glad you just stopped me and clarified that. In the middle of the Cal Neva Lodge, and I write this in the book, there's a yellow line. It might be about 4 or 5 inches wide. On this side of the line is Nevada, and on this side of the line is California. Now, if you step, you could put one foot in one state, and you could put your other foot in the other state. Now, I'm going to tell you something. There's slot machines on the right side. So I often wondered if somebody reached over and hit a jackpot, if they're going to get paid off or not, because they're half in Nevada and half in California. And why would you do that anyway? So anyway, but no, seriously, half of it is in California, and on the other side there's no gambling. But anyway, going back to the story, I focus in on the Cal Neva Lodge in Lake Tahoe, because on July 27th through the 29th in 1962, a week before Marilyn Monroe was murdered, there was a great falling out of many people that used to go up there and be friends. Now I'm talking about, like I said, Frank Sinatra, the Hollywood sect, and the mafia people, okay? And Marilyn Monroe was disgusted because Bobby Kennedy and JFK, the president, both had a relationship with Marilyn Monroe, a romantic relationship, and they dumped her because Joe Kennedy made a call and said, you gotta stay away from Marilyn.
Right.
And Marilyn was promised that the both of them were going to eventually get married to her.
Take care
now,
of
they
her.
both can't marry her at the same time. What happened was the president sent his brother out. At the time, Marilyn Monroe was having an affair with President Kennedy.
Right.
That had to be broken off.
Squelched. Right.
Okay. So he sent Bobby Kennedy out, his brother, the Attorney General at the time, to go to Marilyn Monroe in California and tell her that she can't be calling the White House up. They can't be. She got to disassociate herself with the Kennedy people. Well, Bobby Kennedy was supposed to go and disassociate the Kennedy people, but he ends up having a romantic affair with her.
Of course.
So this went on for a while. So now Marilyn Monroe felt like she was being used as a piece of meat. So she threatened to have a news conference and exposing all this here. So at the time, on the 27th through the 29th, she was told not to, they was trying to talk her out of it. So all these people involved. Now Sam Giancana actually was involved with the Cal Neva. Frank Sinatra was the front man. All this here, everybody. It was a pretty heavy situation there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I focused my book on what happened there in the Cal Neva.
Prior to
her death.
All of the things that happened that kind of set that up.
That's correct. Now in the Cal Neva, previously the Cal Neva was only open for 2 or 3 months out of the year, because when it snows in Lake Tahoe, it really snows.
I've been there,
and so you can't, it's not accessible.
You can't navigate,
to get there. So what Frank Sinatra did was, in the renovations, he put a heliport in there, because in the summertime they start flying in with the amphibious planes, land, go on the dock and walk in there. It's a very nice place. Anyway, when they were doing the renovations, they made tunnels.
Underground tunnels.
Underground.
Under the casino.
Yeah, on the casino. Now you have to realize that it wasn't a high-rise hotel casino.
No, there isn't anything like that in Nevada. Not in
those days.
Tahoe.
We're talking late 50s, early 60s. So they were bungalows. So these tunnels, you could, if you went into the closet, a trap door would open up, and you'd walk down a couple of steps, and you could go from this the bungalow to the other bungalow, or walk right across and go into the main showroom, so that you don't, if you're a star, you're not seen.
Right.
The reason why this was done was because the Cal Neva was being watched by the FBI. You cannot hold a license for gaming, okay, if you have undesirable people coming in. So the undesirable people used to put like a fake beard on, and like I had a hat and glasses on, walk in there, and then go in their bungalow, and then they take everything off, and they used to mingle, and they used to have their meetings there, etc.
Yeah,
so that's what went on.
Very secret.
Up there. So it was very secretive.
Yes.
But eventually the FBI caught on, and Frank Sinatra lost his license for
no kidding. Wow.
And he lost his license to own a casino in Las Vegas, because he was part owner of the Sands Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost that too. So he what can I say? Wrong things were being done, so
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why we have laws. On, like I said, the 27th through the 29th, and a lot of things has happened. And then later that week, Marilyn Monroe was found dead of a so-called suicide, which is untrue. I wasn't there, and then in my book, this is what I write, what I believe happened after looking at FBI reports, personal interviews, and I came to the conclusion that she was murdered, and there's reasons why. And I put together, when I do a speaking engagement, I put together a scenario that I'm leading everything up to the climax of her death. Officially, she died on August 5th, 1962, but she didn't.
Officially.
That's officially what they have in the book. She died anywhere between 9:30, 10:30 on August 4th, the night before, and there was a big cover-up that went on for many hours, and it wasn't reported that she died till 6 hours later.
Hold that thought. We're going to be right back. We have to take a commercial break.
To and over, People Inc. offers safe, maintenance-free apartments across Western New York. The affordable rent is income-based. For more information, call People Inc. Senior Living at 817-9090.
Looking for a cooking oil with a light flavor and reduced absorption so food preserves its natural flavor? One with a high smoke point for stir-frying, sautéing, grilling, and baking? Then choose all-natural Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil, imported from France. Grapes have been a key ingredient of the healthy Mediterranean diet for years. Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is the chef's choice for high-heat cooking, grilling, stir-frying, sautéing, or even deep frying. And Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is great for baking too, because its delicate taste does not overwhelm the flavor of cakes, cookies, and other favorite recipes. A key traditional ingredient of the Mediterranean, grapeseed oil is a rich source of vitamin E antioxidant and naturally gluten-free. Buy imported Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil today and find great recipes at Pompeian.com.
Wait, don't let this happen to you. At Jan Fence, we're family owned and operated for over 50 years, providing a wide choice of fencing. Why wait online at the big box store? Just call Jan Fence. Ask about our Easy Fence to Go products by Active Yards, the first truly do-it-yourself fence product.
At Jan Fence, we always do what we say. Come see us today.
Step into an extraordinary world that will excite your senses. Experience our delectable Mughlai cuisine and the magic of tandoori savoir-faire. Let our international award-winning team delight you with it.
We're back. I'm Charlene Chamberlain, and you are watching Morning Coffee. We're here with the Fabulous Gabriel, and we're talking about the death of Hollywood icon Marilyn Monroe. It seems like, I can still, in my mind, see those television stories about what happened when it was announced that she died, even though I was very young. So, Gabriel, you do believe there was a cover-up, and I do too, but how did they cover it up?
All right, they covered it up like this here. The Kennedy people wanted to disassociate themselves from Marilyn Monroe, okay? Joe Kennedy was calling shots
right.
for the two brothers, okay? The two brothers had the relationship, okay? So what happened was she was murdered, like I said, the abominable trio, the three people
Right.
who are responsible for this here. Bobby Kennedy for calling the shots for the murder. He was an accessory. The house was taped at the time. Tapes were heard. She was definitely murdered. If those tapes existed, they got rid of them.
Wow.
The Kennedy people caused so much confusion that you don't know what to believe. If I told you a story, this happened, somebody said the same story saying that happened, and somebody else said another story saying, well, no, that didn't happen, this happened, you're going to lose interest,
It's all
aren't you?
confusion.
So it's all confusion. The Kennedy people made such confusion of this cover-up that no one knows what the truth is.
Right?
There was payoffs that, in other words, to keep your mouth shut.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, etc. So anyway, Chief Parker of the Los Angeles Police Department was very friendly with Ethel Kennedy, and Ethel Kennedy at a Christmas party put in a bid for him to be the FBI director instead of J. Edgar Hoover, because J. Edgar Hoover and the Kennedys were like this. They were dissident to each other. So anyway, he was instrumental on covering everything up at the time, so that, in other words, nothing of the Kennedy people would be in Marilyn Monroe's home. There was stuff that was her personal papers. In other words, she died around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Then the cover-up started, and then all her personal papers were burnt in the fireplace.
And I think
Eunice Murray was doing laundry, cleaning up because they were saying about the poison enema theory, which I can get into, but I know we don't have enough of time.
I know you mentioned something about the pills. The pills that they say that she supposedly ingested weren't even the right pills, right?
No.
The pill bottle is not the right pill bottle?
No, that was all staged. Marilyn Monroe, any picture that you've seen of Marilyn Monroe with an alcoholic beverage was always champagne.
Right.
Marilyn Monroe had a terrible sleeping disorder, so she used to take a chloral hydrate at night with a little bit of champagne, okay, and just sip, or maybe warm milk, either or. It was but anyway, she had trouble swallowing pills. Okay, there was no alcohol found in her bloodstream when she died.
Right.
There was no running water in the room that she was in, her main bedroom, because she just bought the house and they were doing renovations. There was no glass to drink from, and there was no residue in her stomach. So they did take toxic samples of tissue, but they were missing. It was so interesting. And her diary, everybody wanted her diary. So that's what the book is based upon, her lost diary, because how much time do I have?
About a minute.
Well, okay.
That's okay.
I'll tell you very briefly about the diary. Like Peter Lawford at his Malibu home used to have these dinner parties every Saturday night. So while Marilyn Monroe was secretly having a romance with Bobby Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy was at the dinner table with Peter Lawford and his wife, and the next door neighbors, and Marilyn Monroe and Bobby Kennedy. So Bobby Kennedy had mentioned something he told Marilyn Monroe earlier, and Marilyn didn't forget about it, and he insulted her, saying, "Well, you can't remember a decent conversation and anything from a decent conversation." So Peter Lawford came in as a buffer, and he says, "You know, Marilyn, you know what you should do? I know you write notes in your house and papers and things you have to do and everything. Why don't you buy a personal diary, and anything that's important that Bobby says, you could write it down, and you could carry it with you."
Wait, that Bobby says. Yeah.
And you could carry it with you, and then if you forget, you could open up to your notations so that Bobby can't say this to you anymore.
Right.
So he threw it back to Bobby.
Of course.
And she went on, and that's when she started really seriously writing important things in the diary, and that's exactly what she did.
And that diary has not been found because it probably was taken and destroyed.
Destroyed because because it had stately secrets in it, and at the time, you could understand this was 1961, 62.
Yes.
We were still within the Cold War.
Yes.
There could have been things in there that would,
could destroy.
We put the United States in jeopardy. So.
Absolutely. Well, this has been fascinating. I would definitely love to have you come back on.
Thank you.
We could talk some more about this conspiracy theory here pretty much. I'm Charlene Chamberlain, and this is the Fabulous Gabriel, and we're talking about his new book, Marilyn Monroe, The Lost Diary. So how can our listeners find you and purchase the book?
You could go on any internet e-book site, and it's on there to download it. Or you could go into the store and buy it, or you could go to Marilyn Monroe, thelostdiary.com.
Great.
That's a website. It's got everything on it. It's called, again, Marilyn Monroe, thelostdiary.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on
Well,
Morning
thank
Coffee.
you.
It was wonderful to have you as a guest. We hope to have you back again.
Thank you very much, Charlie.
This is Charlene Chamberlain for Morning Coffee. Stay tuned. We'll be back with our next guest.
And our unique flair for excellence. Savor the elegance of fine dining and catering. Shazam Restaurant. Indulge your taste buds.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts.